Good day, everybody. Welcome to No Booze Reviews, where we take a good, long, hard look at new vehicle snow tires and different kind of... No, actually, I'm kidding. We take a look at non-alcoholic beverages, mostly beer, but we may get into some other kind of stuff till we, if we ever run out of beer. But there are so many nowadays. If you do like what you see, or if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Hit the like button down below and the notification button. You'll be notified when I put out a new video. All right, on the table tonight, what do we got? Lake of Bays Brewing Company, Near Zero. It's a pale ale, less than 0.5% alcohol, and that makes it non-alcoholic, which is what we're into. Small batch. Lake of Bays is brewed in... it's brewed in Baysville, Ontario. This can has 25 calories, which is, wow, this is a tall boy as well. It's not a lot of calories. So if we want to read this, it says, submerge in Near Zero, a classic pale ale with all of the flavor but none of the alcohol. Well, then they qualified by less than 0.5%. So I guess it's like virtually spotless dishes in the old, you know, when they talk about dishwashing things, virtually spotless, you know, it's like, well, isn't that spotless or virtually spotless? Anyway, this hoppy brew lets you join in on the fun with the quintessential taste that craft beer drinkers love. Near Zero delivers an intense taste that will leave you refreshed. Then it tells you how to serve it and what's in there. Malts, wheat, different stuff, hops. If that all matters to you, El Dorado hops. Not sure if you base your drinking habits on what kind of hops are in it, but anyway, that's what's here. So Lake of Bays. We'll take a look here. Sounding good so far. And this is a pale ale. So let's get this in the glass. I know it's a Heineken glass, but we do what we can do, right? All right. Ooh. Oh, look at that. You know what? That reminded me of ginger ale, pouring that in a glass. You know how the all the bubbles on the side here? I don't think a real beer does this kind of bubbles. I don't see much carbonation coming up from the bottom. Head, not really any to speak of. But let's give her a smell here and see how. Definitely smells very ale-ish. As you can see, there is some very small carbonation coming up from the bottom. It's very hard to see. But yes, head, none to speak of, I'd say. If you got that off draft beer, you know, at a pub or something, you'd be like, I think my beer is flat. But there is some carbonation coming out, so we'll give it a test. Here I go. That's interesting. I think if I did get this, if you got this draft like this, you would probably send it back because it does taste flat. Let me try again here. Yes, very little carbonation on the mouth. It's kind of got a, what is that? There's some kind of flavor in there, like a skunky kind of, it's not horrible. Like, I don't want to say skunky, that sounds horrible. It isn't that. But there's a little bit of flat beer with a little bit of aftertaste in there that's just not as pleasing as you would hope. You know, you're like, oh, I hope this really tastes good. And it doesn't. Let's try again here. Yeah, the carbonation is pretty much gone. It's a flat experience right at the moment. You can see there's one little stream of bubbles coming up there, but this is the aftertaste is there is a bit of a cardboardy aftertaste with this as well. kind of got, I don't know if you've ever had flat beer. This is what this reminds me of. When you're in a pub and the end of the end of the keg, and you're like, I just don't think that keg is good, so you'd switch to another beer. This is kind of what we're getting here. One more, hoping for more. Yeah, there's a bitterness there with kind of a crappy aftertaste. I wanted to like this. I can't though. It's just not my jam. It's flat and there's an aftertaste, and it doesn't feel. I'm looking for some water after this. You know, you're wanting to drink something else. This is not the end game by any means. Anyway, that's my opinion. I wanted to like it. Hopefully, I mean, you make up your own mind. It tastes like beer, that's for sure. I just find it a little bit flat, and there's a little bit of this aftertaste that I really don't care for. So it's really tough. Yeah, it's just not. I think if it was more carbonated and there was more bubbles, it might be a little better, but that's what we got. So that was Lake of Bays Brewing Company Near Zero Pale Ale. Not my favorite, but make up your own mind. What am I, your dad? Oh, no, I'm not. Unless you're my daughters and then you are watching, then of course I am. Anyway, that's about it for me for this episode. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll come back with another review of some other non-alcoholic beverages. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.